In this video, I will be showing you this amazing strategy that gives a lot of winning signals. This strategy made 82% win rate within a short period of time. I recently discovered the strategy as it uses just 3 indicators, which makes it very easy and user-friendly for beginners. I will backtest it 200 times with an initial account size of $1,000 with a 1.5 risk-reward ratio, so make sure to watch till the end to fully understand the strategy, as it gives a lot of winning signals. Okay traders, so today we would be looking at the Ethereum United States dollar tether, and we are on the 5 minutes time frame. So for this strategy, we are using 3 amazing indicators. So let me go ahead and show you the indicators we are using for this strategy. Now for the first indicator, we have the scalping pullback tool by Just Uncle L. Now this indicator gives its own bar candlestick color on the chart, and it equally has its own moving average. We would be using this indicator to identify the general trend in the market, as well as pullbacks in price action. We would be revealing how we filtered all this indicator and the settings we used for the indicators later in the video, so make sure you watch till the very end, as we reveal the conditions for a buy and sell trade, as well as notable errors to avoid in order to attain a high win rate when trading life. And in the end, we will be back testing the strategy. So for the second indicator on the chart, we have the Hekin Ashi RSI oscillator by J. Rogers. Now this indicator has its own candlestick that use the same pattern as the Hekin Ashi candlestick, as well as the RSI in which the candlestick trade on. Now this indicator will serve as signal filter and confirmation from our main indicator. The last indicator on the chart is the ATR indicator, which helps determine our values of stop loss and take profit in the market. Now we are equipped with the indicators we are using. Let's now go ahead with our conditions for trade entry. Now for a buy signal to be valid, we need to have the price action cross above the green moving average as our first confirmation. We would want to see the candlestick colored in green. Then we would wait till price pull back without closing below the red moving average. When this happens, we would then open trade at the next green candlestick at the Hekin Ashi, and make sure the candlestick is above the 0 line on the indicator. Please note that our hunt for entry starts once the price action touches the green moving average for a buy trade, as we see here, and the buy signal gets valid when the Hekin Ashi shows a green candlestick and price is above the 0 line. We see all conditions are met here, and our entry was at this point on the chart. As the Hekin Ashi gives the signal, we would go ahead and open a buy trade at the peak of this candlestick. Our stop loss would be 1.5 times the value of the ATR, and our take profit is 1.7 times the risk. We see that the trade was a good one. Now let me go ahead and reveal the settings we're using for this indicators before we move ahead to conditions for a sell trade, as well as notable errors to avoid before we backtest our strategy. For the scalp tool indicator, these are the settings. For the Hekin Ashi on our chart, these are the settings. And for the ATR, we did not adjust the settings as we are using it at its default settings. Now let's move on. For the sell trade to be valid, we need to have the price below the moving average, and the candlestick has to be colored in red. We would then wait for a pullback on price action towards the moving average. Now we would trail our entry with the Hekin Ashi RSI. We need to have the bars below the 0 line, and when price action pulls back towards the moving average, we would then open a sell trade at the next red candlestick on the Hekin Ashi. So we see we met all our conditions here. As the price pulled back towards the moving average, we then see the red Hekin Ashi at this point. So we would go ahead and place a sell order at the bottom of this candlestick, with our stop loss using 1.5 times the value of the ATR, and take profit using 1.7 times the risk. We see we had a successful trade here as well. If you move a bit further, we will notice that another opportunity was present here, as price did pull back towards the moving average, and our red Hekin Ashi candlestick was at this point, so we would go ahead and place a sell order. And we see it was a success. Now notice that at this point too, We had a pullback in price action, and our Hekin ashi is in green. We waited till we saw the red candlestick on the Hekin ashi here before we entered the trade. Notice how the price pullback did not close above the green moving average, as that would have made this trade invalid. So we go ahead and set our trade entries with stop loss and take profit levels. Notice how smooth the trade went. Now let me go ahead and show some more examples, as it would help you better understand the strategy before we start our back test. So here is a buy trade we would have taken. We see that price action is above the moving average, and price had to pull back to the moving average. Looking at the Hekin ashi indicator, we could see that the candlestick are still above the zero line, and is colored in red. So we waited till we got our green candlestick here on the indicator. We then went ahead to open a buy trade at the peak of this trigger candlestick, with our stop loss at 1.5 times the value of the ATR, and our take profit at 1.7 times the risk. We see that this trade turned out to be successful. And here is a sell trade we would have taken. We see that the price pulled back towards the moving average, and looking at our Hekin ashi indicator, we notice that price is still below the zero line. We then waited for the next candlestick on the Hekin ashi while price is still below before we went ahead to open a sell order at the bottom of the trigger candlestick, with our stop loss and take profit values. We see we could have bagged the profit too. Okay traders, let's go ahead and backtest our strategy with an account size of $1,000, and we would be using a range of 200 trades, as we would be risking 1% of our capital on each trade. Let's dive into it. So we just finished the back testing for this strategy, and we can see that the results are amazing. We had a win rate of 82% in 200 back tested trades, having won 164 trades and lost 36, which made us 242% return on investment. And I found those wonderful trade setups within 5 months. Although commissions and spread fees would eat up some of the profit in real trading, because it was not included in the back test. So you definitely want to expect that number to be lower when trading live. The profit factor for this strategy is looking good, I guess. And we had 7 wins in a row against 3 losses in a row. So yeah, I'm definitely happy with these results. Okay traders, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.